Welcome to my channel, Let's Learn English Together. Have you ever wanted to improve your English while diving into the magical world of classic stories? What if you could learn new words, understand grammar, and train your ear for English, all while getting lost in a tale that has enchanted readers for generations? In today's video, you'll hear a timeless story told in simple, clear English. We'll guide you through every twist and turn of the plot, introduce you to beautiful vocabulary, and, at the end, break down the grammar points in an easy way. So get comfortable, turn up the volume, and prepare to enjoy a beautiful journey through storytelling while building your English skills at the same time. Today's story is The Little Match Girl by Hans Christian Andersen, adapted for learners. Part 1. A Cold New Year's Eve. It was the last evening of the year. Snow was falling, and the air was bitterly cold. Darkness had arrived early, and the lights of the city were already glowing in the windows. In the middle of the street walked a poor little girl. Her head was bare, and her feet were bare too. She had slippers when she left home, but they were too large. They had belonged to her mother. She lost them while crossing the street quickly as a carriage raced past her. One slipper was gone. The other had been taken by a mischievous boy who ran away, laughing. So now the little girl walked with her feet bare on the icy pavement. Her toes were blue and red from the cold. In her worn-out apron, she carried a bundle of matchsticks. She had been trying to sell them all day, but no one had bought even one. Not one person had given her a coin. No one had spoken kindly to her. She hadn't eaten since morning. Her fingers trembled, and her stomach ached from hunger. She was afraid to go home. Her father would be angry that she had sold nothing. And besides, their home, if you could call it that, was only a small attic room full of cold wind and broken windows. So she wandered the streets, colder and hungrier with every step. Part 2. The first match. She sat down in a quiet corner between two tall houses. She pulled her apron tighter around her, trying to stay warm. She couldn't go on anymore. Her hands were freezing. She thought to herself, if I light one little match, just one, maybe it will warm my fingers. She struck a match against the wall. The flame lit up, small but bright. And oh, how it burned. It felt warm and beautiful, like a tiny sun in her hand. As she held it, something magical happened. She imagined she was sitting in front of a great iron stove, warm and full of fire. The heat reached her fingers, her feet, her whole body. She stretched out her feet to warm them too. But in an instant, the flame went out. The stove disappeared. She was alone again, in the cold, with a burned-out match in her fingers. Part 3. The second match. She struck another match. This time, the wall in front of her became transparent like glass. She could see inside a warm, cozy room. There was a table set with a white cloth, silver dishes, and roast goose hot and steaming, filled with apples and prunes. And the goose suddenly jumped off the table. It waddled toward her with a knife and fork stuck in its back, as if offering itself to her. She reached out her hands, but the match went out again. Only the wall remained, cold and gray. She was still outside, still hungry. Part 4. The third match. She lit a third match, and now she saw something even more beautiful. A great Christmas tree, taller than any she had ever seen. It was covered in 1,000 candles and ornaments of gold. The light sparkled, and the tree seemed to rise higher and higher. until the match went out, but one small light rose into the sky. She thought it looked like a falling star. Her grandmother, the only person who had ever loved her once, told her, "When a star falls, it means someone's soul is going up to heaven." Part 5. The Final Matches. She struck another match, and this time she saw her grandmother smiling, kind, warm, full of love. "Grandmother," she cried out, "please take me with you." She lit all the rest of her matches, quickly, one after another. She didn't want the vision to go away. The light was so bright it turned the night into day. And in that light, her grandmother came close, held the girl in her arms, and carried her upward into a place with no cold, no hunger, no pain. The next morning, passers-by found the little girl. She was frozen, still sitting in the corner, a smile on her face and burnt matchsticks in her lap. They did not know what she had seen. They did not know that she had gone to a better world, one full of light, warmth, and love. Let's now look at some key phrases and grammar from today's story. We'll keep it simple and useful. Vocabulary. Bitterly cold, very, very cold. Example, it was bitterly cold last night. Worn out, old and used, almost broken. Example, she wore worn-out shoes. Mischievous, playful in a naughty or troublesome way. Example, a mischievous boy stole her slipper. Transparent, clear, you can see through it. Example, the window was transparent. Waddle, to walk like a duck, moving side to side. Example, the goose waddled toward her. Burned out, something that has finished burning. Example, she held the burned out matchstick. Grammar point, past simple tense. Most of the story is told in the past simple tense. Let's look at a few examples. She walked through the snow. She lit a match. She saw her grandmother. This tense is used to talk about actions that started and finished in the past. In storytelling, we use it all the time to move the action forward. Thank you for listening to this story. Classic tales like The Little Match Girl help us feel, imagine, and grow not only as language learners but as human beings. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which story you'd love to hear next. And remember, learning English can be more than grammar and textbooks. It can be magical. See you in the next episode of Learn English by engaging with classic stories. Take care.